Close your eyes and give me a wisdom check. Not literally close your eyes. Just close your eyes.
About to say.
roll
There's a fucking
Overestimate.
challenge. You close your eyes and tell me what your dice rolled. Welcome along to Good Sogravia, where we are unlit.
Yeah, you're quite unlit.
Lit AF.
Where we
That's better.
are taking a small side trip in our campaign. So, first of all, today I have playing with me, Darth.
Hi, I'm Darth. I play Glacius Frostborn and Kyo whenever we do combat, and he is there.
I have Mike.
Hi, I'm Mike. I play the wonderful Percy Silvermist, the ever graceful, and he also doesn't know what an elf is. So yeah, he's elven. That's a problem.
I have Jamal.
Hey guys, Jamal here playing Roscoe.
Do you want to tell us a bit about Roscoe, or is that all you're giving us?
Yeah, I could do. Yeah. Roscoe is our trickster cleric. He's a little bit of a shifty bastard, and he's in good Sogravia, which is, a thing.
I have Akai.
Hi, I'm Akai. I play Val, the Bladestinger, who recently turned into a multi-class into a warlock as well.
And for the last time today, I have Evan.
Yo, this is Evan. Yes, that's my name. I will be playing for the last time, sadly, Gideon Dawnstar, the ISMR Life Cleric.
Okay. And as I said, today we are taking a small side trip. So, we go back to a time where Gideon was but a child. And in those times, he was cloistered in the temple and looked after by one Father Sebastian, who recently gave his life to bring Glacius back to our party. Tell us a little bit about your days in the temple, Gideon.
Alright, as a youngster, he was rather spirited lad. When he was very young, I should specify, like 10-ish, he was kind of rebellious in some senses. Think young Naruto, like always kind of messing with people and flashing out because he doesn't know why he's just locked up constantly.
And did you have any friends?
I had but a few. 3 to be exact. 1 was Father Sebastian. 2 was Sister Maria. And 3 was oh god, what was that character's name?
Sen.
Sen. Sen, a young boy who always came to me, to my window and read me stories. Until the church found out, of course, and ran him my way.
Back in those days, although it was strange being locked up, Gideon lived a life that was safe, that was simple. But recently, he's been forced to make some strange decisions and some sacrifices. And as the party returned from the Tomb of the Kings, they returned to the palace, where Glacius showed that he had now become one with justice, the sword. And yet, someone was left behind. Glacius' brother, Scar, died trying to help Glacius put the tomb's evilness to rest.
Oof.
And although everything was done that could be done, only Glacius could be restored to life, and Scar was left behind. Father Sebastian gave his life to allow this to happen. As you come to the temple, you see the king. and the Lady Azeldria, Princess of the Elves. You're led into a quiet room where the other princess, Yana, is present, the human princess. And the three of them are sat at a table where it's laid for a meal. And you're all invited to sit. The Lady Azeldria stands. Today, we take a meal in thanks for the millennia of service that Father Sebastian gave us. Truly, no man more embodied the church than Father Sebastian. He gave everything all the time. He was always willing to sacrifice himself, his time. And he always cared about the things that really mattered. Looking after those who had no other hope. And making sure that those who needed the help got it. He was more interested in feeding the poor than he was in playing temple politics. And numerous times over a millennia did he refuse to take the high priest mantle. But nowadays, we have a high priest. Though perhaps he is not all we had hoped for. But he cannot do anything for the fall of Father Sebastian. However, my mother believes she can. Adventurers, you have all been very brave. Your trip to Mistralia. In your putting down of the Tomb of Kings. The corruption that was there, but what I'm going to ask you is a step further. Something harder. Oh, bye, Darth.
Oh no. Hey, we're back.
Just give him a second. Get the camera back on. Let's get that shit fixed.
There we go.
Okay.
Alright, there we go.
So Lady
Sorry about
Azeldria
that.
looks at you all and says, Adventurers, what I'm going to ask you to do is harder than anything you've ever done. I want you to travel through an unusual demiplane. Seek out the soul of Father Sebastian. And of your brother, Scar. My mother
My brother's
believes
in the
that...
sword.
No. An echo of your brother's memories are in your sword. But those that die in the Tomb of the Kings do not proceed to the afterlife as most, but instead to a strange plane of the ancients.
How do we get there?
My mother will facilitate the travel. I understand that your brother is important to you, but he is not the purpose of this journey. We need Father Sebastian in these times.
So we're going to bring him back?
That would be the
Or
hope.
what is... You can just bring souls like that back. Then
No, you
why
can't
don't you...
just anything. You must find his soul in the plane of the ancients and retrieve it.
Knowing Father Sebastian, he's not going to want to come back. He's lived his life.
My mother has known Father Sebastian for over 1,000 years. She believes he will want to come back.
See.
And what exactly makes this trip so hard? Just wondering.
It is not called the Plane of the Ancients for nothing. The Tomb of Kings was built upon a burial ground for an older species. And when you visit their realm, they may not be particularly amenable.
Oh. Okay.
What does this man mean to you?
To me? A kindly uncle, nothing more. But what he means to the realm is another matter. He is closer to Tyr than any of us have ever been. And in all honesty, there is something more. The Lady Salmistra puts protections on various cities and on the boundaries of Sogravia, as do the Mage's Arcane. But Father Sebastian purified the land, preventing the Shadow Plane from interfering with the plane of Sogravia. We had hoped that perhaps Cirilla, perhaps someone else might be able to replicate these blessings. But thus far to no avail. It won't be long before the Shadow Plane begins to meld with Sogravia itself.
Fuck no.
Well, that is a big fucking problem. I can see why you're asking us to do this. Now,
I ain't gonna let that
question
shit happen.
I have.
Mm-hmm.
Getting to this plane, by the sounds of it, you've got that sorted out already. When we find Father Sebastian, how are we supposed to get his spirit back here, and how are we supposed to get back to this plane?
Truthfully, I don't know.
Because we
My
could
mother
find
believes
him.
we will find a way.
We could find him, but then we got stuck before in Mistralia. Yeah, we got stuck there, and we had no way back. And I'd say it was only incredible fortune that got us back. That was stuck somewhere where we were very much reachable. We're stuck in another plane.
Yes.
Val, do you want to weigh in on this?
I mean, we don't really have a choice now, do we?
It's true.
I mean, yeah, we don't, but still, going into a place, not just Mistralia, where there were lines and we had somewhat of an idea of how to get back, but going into a place where we have no exit plan and no idea what we're going to be seeing on the other side.
You will have more information. I just can't give it to you. You will have to go to my mother.
Okay.
Okay.
She has traveled the path of the ancients before. Just once.
Alright, well, I'm in.
Yeah. There's no way we can't. There's no way we can't do this. It needs to be done.
Well, you will need to go to the Mage's Arcane and take travel to Serenia, where my mother will facilitate the travel.
Cool.
I will tell you guys for free, you have the choice of taking Kyo or not.
No.
No, we're not taking Kyo.
Here.
Very good.
We want Kyo safe.
Yes, keep Kyo safe.
We will sacrifice all of our characters, but we will save the NPC.
We will save Kyo. Kyo is
Kyo's
best
best
boy.
boy. We can't sacrifice him.
Alright.
Until Kyo's like level 20 and he has his ability to where he is basically impossible to die, he is going, if we have the choice, he is staying home.
Nice.
And Kyo will
We
stay
just
home.
made this like 10 times harder though.
You will be joined by someone, but not somebody you will expect. But for now, you don't know who that is. So,
Alright.
the Mage's Arcane.
Before we head to the Mage's Arcane, considering where we're going, I'm definitely not bringing any familiar or pet with me, so I'd like to drop Whisper off
You will be able to take
Spell
him
somewhere.
to Zerenia. He will not travel through to the plane of the ancients. He'll be cared for in Zerenia.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming
I mean,
that's the same for
You
all
can't
of our
take your
familiars.
pets. You can't take your familiars through.
Yeah. Well, I
I
will
mean,
take
it
Whisperer
physically
as well
won't
anyway.
work anyway.
Yeah. So
Oh,
they'll
okay.
be they'll need somewhere to stay
Dang, our pets have
temporarily.
no
So
souls?
They have souls. They just wouldn't be able to find their way back.
Well,
yeah.
It's for the best. Is there
Yeah.
anywhere we want to stop by first before we just leave?
Somewhere to get a drink.
Yeah,
think we should be
stiff
in the
drink
best
might be in
headspace
order
for this.
considering the revelation we just got hit with. A stiff drink might help.
Actually, yes, I do. What am I talking about?
It
My
is
brother just died.
8 a.m.
A stiff morning shot or 3. That'll do the trick.
It's never too early.
No, I think a stiff drink, the strongest thing that we can find, is probably for the best right now.
Very good. If you're going to enter the plane of the ancients, why not do it drunk?
They said drunk, just with one
We
bit
said
of bravery.
one.
All right.
One.
I said one.
Well, you'll
okay?
be able to find your bravery on the way to the major arcade.
Liquid courage.
Yeah.
Liquid.
Shit.
Ah, yes. Let's just copy Critical Role now.
Sure.
Yes.
You may go and find your travel.
Oh,
Um,
just a heads up as well. The sidebar for the D&D
it's being a
module thing.
dick. Right.
Yeah, it's showing wrong party.
Party? Why? All right, I'll fix it.
Yeah, it's showing it
Fuck off
Lovia.
to the bar. Fuck off to the bar.
Yeah.
Alright, we're fucking off to the bar.
No, we
Let's
have
go.
our. We got that gigantic keg of ale that we were given at the very beginning. I don't know if we've ever popped that out, but I feel like now.
We have.
We did.
No,
We did.
have.
We have.
We have.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
but
we
we,
had
we,
part one.
we probably didn't finish it, right?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure we drunk it all when we got back
Definitely
from
Australia.
Oh fuck, that's true. Because Kiliana was there. And she fucking.
yeah.
On the part one,
That's
remember.
Just on a side note, Gideon, I know you're leaving today, but you might want to level up.
Oh. Wonderful.
Oh,
So
I
level
forgot.
9 now?
That's my bad. I forgot to mention that. I
Oh,
mentioned that to
shit.
Michael, but I forgot to say it to Gideon, who wasn't even there.
Thanks!
But besides that, as you level up and you all go, where do we go? Are we going to just a standard bar? Are we gonna go for a meal?
How much money do we have?
I don't
It's
wanna
fair to say this is going to be
see if
funded by
Keo's
Lady
got
Zeldria.
anything
You can
for
go
us.
wherever the fuck you want.
Somewhere reasonable for
I'll tell
breakfast.
you
It
for
sounds
free.
good.
Keo ain't got shit for you today. He's at work.
Okay. Might as well try. Wanted to, but let's just get some breakfast and then
Okay.
head to the next
So the
arcade.
best breakfast in town is going to be at the Vintage Ranch. So you head on down there. You know you've got to be back for a ball. But head to the
As soon
Vintage
as we
Ranch.
survive.
You all sit
Oh
down. You
my god, the ball.
have a lavish breakfast of all the various things that you might want. And the lady looks a little askew at you, Juliet, one of the waitresses, when you all ask for brandy and vodka and whiskey with your breakfast. I'm assuming that Percy doesn't partake in the alcohol?
no, he's good.
Wine.
Yeah. The
Dude,
rest
I
of you-
need some absinthe.
The rest of you
Unless
just
somebody
getting...
really
No,
suggests it.
We'll leave you to a Fey wine, perhaps.
Yeah.
And then, as you finish breakfast, you're able to head to the Major's Arcade, where you'll take travel.
Will they let us in?
We're taking some of
They
the
will.
baby.
Val will just open the door for you,
Yeah. Yeah, that
That's
works.
Open the
fair.
door.
and you head down to Zithria, who is in charge of the portaling today, and she's expecting you. She's ready to take you to Zerenia when you're ready.
Is there anything we need?
Uh,
That I can think of.
I have my entire armory with me, so let's just get this fucking over with.
Give
Alright,
him
let's
tighten the
go.
straps on his armor and prepare.
I'll turn to the party and just confusedly look at them and say, are you guys aware of any dangers in this place? Have you been there before?
Not that I can
No
recall.
fucking idea.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Yeah,
I literally
never.
never left my house before I met these guys.
Do we
You don't put a
usually
hand.
do that? Just jump into really dangerous places without asking questions?
Yep.
Is that
To be fair, we tried to ask questions. We
You've
were
been
just
told that the
they
Queen
don't
will
have the-
tell you information before you go.
okay?
Also, that's just what we do here.
Oh, okay. Noted.
Yeah, jumping headlong into danger with very little awareness of what's actually going to happen. That's a nice trend.
You see, I've already kind of
For justice.
experienced that a little bit.
How many attempts did that take, James? Right there? Was that 5 or 6?
Yeah, probably. If that, and it fucking fell off as well. Let's not go there. Okay, so
I was
as
just like,
you
wait. You
Are you
just lit
taking-
that thing.
are
and
you
it
taking
did
the
it
portal?
again. Yeah, fuck it. Let's take the portal.
Okay.
For justice and also vengeance.
And so, you step through, and you
Okay,
find yourself
upstairs.
in
Oh.
a different place. You find yourself in a glass tower, looking out over a beautiful city of waterfalls and bridges and flowing greenery. And greeted by
Damn.
a young-looking blonde male elf, who bows deeply in. The Queen is ready to receive you. Please follow.
I'll
And he
follow him.
leads you out the tower and up two winding bridges and into the palace itself. And you see the Queen is standing with a male and a female. Older looking elves, perhaps 400 or 500. She nods her head to you. Please, come in. Mazeldor, you may leave us.
We're in.
It's now only the
Go
Queen
up.
and these two people, a male and a female. The female
Give me a
is
Whoop, sorry.
looking on very intently.
Gideon will step up and kneel.
Please, rise. What you have chosen to do today is... It should be me
What are
bound
we
to you.
kneeling for?
I'll stand. and
But
nod.
first, an introduction is in order. A long time ago, for you humans, the last of the elves was born and lost to us. But he has returned. They call you Percy, do they not? Do they? I don't know. Do they call you Percy? Fucking hell, I'm just checking.
Percy, that's you.
I don't know, man.
I want you to meet somebody.
Okay.
This is Lady Loria. This is Lord Baldir. They brought you into this world.
Like they are responsible.
They are what we call parents, I would guess. Though they did not have the luxury of raising you.
Oh!
Damn.
Okay.
I'm
Everybody's got parents.
not sure what to
Damn.
make of this.
The Lady
I also
Valia looks at you and... I'm sorry we weren't with you, son. War came. We feared to lose you. We feared that you would be taken by the shadow. We sent you somewhere safe.
Hey, what?
so hey. So what?
You're picking a brilliant
I-
time to be
I
cutting
did
out,
you-
by the way.
I don't think that's cutting out. I think that's
Oh,
actually.
okay. So is that
stuttering.
just
He's
stuttering?
stuttering.
Okay, but yeah, the mic's going on and off at the time.
That might perfect.
Uncertain if technical
Compliments
issues
to
or
death.
otherwise.
It's just brain issues. Lady Valia sort of approaches you gently, but you can see that, unlike if a human parent was seeing their long-lost child, there's no sort of rush of emotion. It's more a very gentle greeting, and you can see the sorrow in her eyes.
So why did you abandon me?
By the order of my queen. Lady Salmestra looks down. 3 elves were born before you in that year. But they were not born as elves. Within years of their birth, they took on features of the shadow plane. They were born beholden to Ravenesca, as they call her, the Raven Queen. We believed the only way to protect you was to take you somewhere else.
And why didn't you come with me?
The lords of the Fey Plains suffer no elves. But we did not think they would turn away a babe.
So
You were meant to return in your 30th year. But the portal was closed. We've never since been able to open another portal to the Feywilds. The fact you made it home was either a miracle or destiny.
Seems sus.
So I'm just a little confused. What do I do? Who am I to you, and who am I here?
Fair questions. It's Salmistra that answers. Here, you are a respected citizen. You may call this home if you wish. You may make your home here if you wish. And if you wish to seek other avenues and travel with new friends, then you may do that also, and you will always be welcomed home when you return. The elves place no limitations on their populace. As for your parents, perhaps that time is past. But perhaps it will come again. It is difficult sometimes to be an elf in this world. To live many lifetimes, not one. You will have questions. When they come, then we will be here to answer.
Well, I had a sort of father once, but he's not with us anymore, so
That is
I
unfortunate.
suppose I could be interested in learning of our customs. It's all quite confusing for me, you see. This is a rather rapid transition in my understanding of the world.
Of course. It can't have been easy growing up in a place you didn't belong, but it must have felt after a while that that is where you belonged. And now it is here that must feel foreign.
Certainly. Most things of this land are confusing to me. And it becomes hard to just know things and stay with what is being said. It doesn't seem overwhelmingly safe or pleasant here. I mean, the city is wonderful, but
No, it is not.
yeah.
We are a country at war. And a nation
Everywhere
conquered.
else sucks.
It is not pleasant nor peaceful. But we all find a path, and you will find yours. In time. For now, I can only advise that you walk with the instincts you were always born with. And trust your own heart.
Well, I'm quite good at finding the path, so I suppose I have more questions, but I also feel like it's time to continue.
You will be joining your friends on this mission today.
Yes.
One such as you may be benefit to them in a path of many turns. I travelled once to the...
It's one of my specialties.
Sorry?
It's one of my specialties.
More so than you know. I travelled once to the plane of the ancients. I was lost for many days. Yet I returned at the same time that I left. Finding a path in that dark place can only be a good thing. You may all be wondering what to expect.
Yes.
I have a question of why tell Percy about this now? There's a very good chance none of us make it back from this trip.
We do not hold secrets, the elves. Once he came home, he was due his answers. The answers wouldn't be given by somebody other than me, for it is my duty.
Well, I always appreciate answers, no matter when they come.
Lady Laria, Lord Baldir, if you would bid Percy goodbye and leave us, please. Your mother and father turn to you and they merely bow respectfully. I don't expect any contact. Come in. Sorry, I don't know where the knocking came from, but it just amused me.
Evan.
Okay, very good. And at this point, the Lord Baldir and the Lady Valia will leave. I have chosen a companion for you for this journey. Though you may not understand them or their nature. But I will tell you it is your only chance of coming home. He will not speak, nor will he participate, but he will bring you home. However, it is not somebody that some of you want to travel with.
Oh, fuck.
I know of only 2 people who have the capacity to bring you home. And whilst I would love to travel with you myself, cannot be done. I wonder, do you know who it is? Mr. Glacius?
I think I have an idea about who it is.
I have an idea, but I think I'm probably wrong.
I think I might be wrong too, but it's the only one I can think about that's still
Who is it?
alive.
I'm curious.
One of the down people. I don't know the name. What's the name of the top leader band? Okay, I don't fucking know then.
Miles off.
All right. Well, that's the only person I could think of that we
Well-
wouldn't like.
Speaking of parental issues, Val.
I knew it!
Oh fuck! I forgot
Completely
about
back
her
out.
dad.
Yeah, I was
I
literally just
forgot the
thinking.
down that was dead.
That's what I thought you were gonna say.
The Lady
Like,
Salmistra looks at you and says, your father will not interfere nor speak, nor even travel with you within the plane. But he will await to bring you home. I hope this is preferable to not returning.
That's
Man, I
true.
remember parent issues.
It is a
Everyone
lot.
with parents in me.
It is a lot to ask of you, but it is also a lot to ask of him. And he has been willing to do this. He has undergone an unusual change recently. And is bound in spirit to one that once walked the plains of the ancients. A true celestial. This is why he must go with you.
Oh. Val, you okay with this?
I'll go. If we have to.
None of you have to. This is a choice. But I understand what you mean when you say if you have to.
Yeah, to be fair, it's either this or everything we know is over. And
Well,
you know,
yeah.
I'm not gonna let my brother die in vain.
You understand that the
Again.
merging of the shadow plane to the material plane won't actually end all we know. It will merely result in adaptation and change, and microphones that don't move properly.
What are these
And-
It's like a
microphones?
horde
you
curse.
speak of?
We'll never let this
know.
happen.
Curse of the damn microphone stand.
Punch it.
You must have questions as to what it's like on the plane of the ancients. But first I will tell you this, you do not travel there in body, only in spirit.
I'd guessed as much, but didn't want to say.
You will have no weapons. Nor
What?
will magic work in the way that you are used to it on this plane. Instead,
Where am I going?
your path will be based on decisions and choices and understanding.
Alright, who sucks at sneaking?
I have a
There's-
question.
Sneaking will not help you, you are a spirit. Yes.
So my weapon is tied to my soul. So
It will travel with you,
That's
but it will have no corporeal form when you're there. I don't know whether it'll shut up, but
will you
Oh.
shut up when we get to the other
What?
plane?
no.
Fair.
Damn it.
Fair. I don't know if I feel better
there
about
will
it
be
being
no
there.
form of combat, is what she's telling you.
Right.
It is,
Oh. Very
it's a
nice.
path of understanding and of... Frankly, it is a path where intelligence is no help. Only
Oh, thank God.
empathy, understanding, compassion, and wisdom.
So I failed.
Sorry, what was that for?
So like half the party will be fine and the other half won't be fine.
Yeah, dude, that's... I failed.
In other words, Gideon is the only one who's confused to shit.
No, all of you will have a lot of influence there.
Getting about to hard carry.
Yeah. Oh no.
When you
Gideon,
first-
alright.
When you first get to the
Backpack.
plane of the ancients, I cannot say where you will arrive. But I can say that your destination will be apparent. The
We at
only
least
way I can
arrive together?
explain... Yes. The only way I can explain the plane of the ancients is that you will know where to go, and the path will find you.
Well, this is going to be something very different. So-
I don't know how I feel about not being able to hit something.
You say we only travel in
That was barbarian.
spirit.
Yes.
How do we actually travel then?
Oh, we about to smoke some heavy peyote.
Oh no.
What you actually do is sit
Takes Val's teeth.
and let your soul separate from your body.
Okay, that sounds utterly terrifying.
At which point I will guide them.
Man, what the fuck did we sign on for?
I can't
Alright,
believe we're
let's
doing
go.
A
this.
duty honorably served is what we signed up for, my friend.
True.
Okay, but like, no one said that our souls were gonna be like separated from our body. Okay, I thought we were just going to like smack some shit. All right, and now it's just like, oh, you ain't gonna fight. Your soul's gonna lead the way.
This is genuinely terrifying.
Never
To
been
be
a
fair,
part
yeah,
of
this is
soul
scary.
magic before,
Not the Gideon.
so
Hey.
a little excited.
You've inherited your mother's spirit of adventure. Alas,
Shit,
we
now I'm
should
glad we
tarry.
didn't bring Kyo.
We should tarry no longer. I will tell you for free, Kyo would have been a fucking big help in this place.
Fucking no.
But never mind there.
Yeah, but Kyo could have gotten like hurt.
Ganked.
Oh no.
Ganked, get bitch slapped.
No,
yeah,
no.
no.
That's
not
that's
happening.
not allowed.
Okay.
I will tackle a ghost.
I see no reason to tarry. Do you?
Agreed.
All right, let's just smoke some drugs, mellow the fuck out.
Okay. So, she gestures to 4 chairs that weren't there before. And then she looks to Gideon and
Magic
says,
got him.
there is an altar in the room adjacent. I suggest you say your prayers before you leave.
He nods and says, "Thank you, my lady. I shall do that." He's gonna go over and pray to Lathander, let his friends fucking live.
As you do so, you hear the whisper of a prayer from a man sat at the side of the room. His hair is white. His eyes are golden.
I'll give a glance over, but continue the prayer.
As you finish your prayers, he looks to you. Forgive my curiosity. You would be the one they call the last Asimar, is that correct?
And who'd be asking?
You would not know of me, but my name is Justilis. I am he they call the
Justilis.
eldest. Justilis.
Justinus. Okay.
Jacob.
Gideon studies him and notices, like, he's, obviously golden eyes, kind of white hair, and then kind of notices that he himself has gold eyes and silvery hair.
As you look at this elf, you're lost in his eyes like there's a sense of timelessness, agelessness. You get the impression that when he says he is the eldest, he almost doesn't just mean of the elves. He is old beyond understanding.
Who are you?
They simply call me the eldest.
I know
I-
that, but what are you, to be more specific?
A better question. I'm a Sylvan. What the elves were before the elves were elves. When we were not born to parents, but to the earth.
Interesting. There's just it was like a long silence as Gideon just kind of eyeing this guy.
You are unsure of your place in the world, are you not?
My place in this world is to fight back the Shadow Veil.
That's sad. For then, what is your place when the Shadow Veil are gone? And how can fighting be one's place? Do you have nowhere to call home?
The temple. Temple of Lathander in Justan was my home for many a year.
And yet, it was a place for keeping you. Home is a place to return to. A place
I know
you're
not where
always
I come
welcome.
from.
No,
I know not where I come from, so the Temple of Lathander would be my home, and returning there has been achieved.
one day you will again have a place to call home. It could be out to the west, where the ASMR wait. It could be out to the east, where the ASMR once dwelt. Where you were brought from.
From.
I cannot say. I see not the future. But I can tell you that right now, the world is not ready for you.
Ready for me?
You stand for something different. Something noble. The world right now is full of fear and loss.
Those? If you'll excuse me, though, I have to attend to a few matters somewhere else.
Yes.
Perhaps we can speak more. when I
The
get
plane
back.
of the ancients. If you are in doubt, trust in your alpha companion. He will find the way.
Gideon will nod, and
Farewell,
because
Dunster.
and you, ancient one, as sorry, eldest. Yeah, we'll turn and walk back to the group.
As you will sit, a fifth chair pulls up. The eldest follows Gideon in, and simply turns to you all and says, "Quiet now." You find yourselves falling asleep. Your mind's drifting. You see a pale white light. And then the room is gone. Val, you sense a presence just behind you. But it recedes backwards.
Dad.
Oh.
You see him in the distance, like at the end of a long tunnel. He waits for you at the beginning. But you must journey further.
I'm gonna start walking in that direction.
There is no walking here. There is only...
Wait, move. Specify move.
There is only focus.
That's
And
fair.
as you focus further down the path, you will see 2 hourglasses. Or timers, I guess, would be a better word for it. And as you look at them, you see that one says simply in front of it 11, and the other 13. You sense a large presence about you, and the face of a golden dragon looks at you.
Oh,
You
fuck.
have 15 minutes, and you must time 15 minutes. When you are ready, begin.
Okay, guys.
These are hourglasses, right?
They are, except they are 11 and 13.
11, 13. That must signify that's how much time they hold. So if I were to turn over 13 and let that run out, then quickly flip over 11, but stop it before the
How would
11
you
is
judge
hit.
that the 4 minutes have passed?
Count.
That could work, yes.
Your timing is not perfect. There is a
Wait, I have a
simple
clock.
solution in this. Do you? You
Can
have nothing
you
here.
use it?
You are just a soul.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, it's our
have nothing
spirits,
Damn it.
so...
No quick.
I have my sword.
The dragon turns
Yeah.
to Roscoe. Simple one, you are the least simple. Will you answer? Mr. Roscoe, will you unmute your microphone and grace us with your presence?
Oh, this is least simple.
Knock, knock, knock. Bop, 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 bop.
He is indicating that you are a complex being.
simple one. He was not simple.
So, what? Say once more for me. What is it you ask we must do?
Tell me when 15 minutes is over.
15
Exactly.
minutes.
In 15 minutes. Your time starts when you are ready. That is all. Prove that you have understanding and logic. So to set this out in more layman's terms, you have 2 hourglasses, one is 13 minutes and one is 11, and you must time exactly 15 minutes.
Yeah, I'm stumped.
My best guess would be to guess, roll over the 13, then roll over the 11, and try and accurately guess when 2 minutes has passed.
Is there anything else in the room?
There is no room. Only 2 hourglasses.
Oh.
I've got it.
Okay. Thank you.
I've got it. I've got it.
Okay.
Ha. Okay.
I have an idea as well.
If I may I have this moment?
Please do.
Yeah, go ahead. Man.
Okay.
There's a reason he looked to you. This is the question he
Yes.
expects you to answer.
Okay. I will at the exact same time, flip over the 11 and the 13.
Okay.
Hey,
And I shall wait.
Oh.
Okay.
I shall wait
Yep.
until the
Awesome.
11 trickles down.
And time passes.
The 11 trickles down to empty.
It is about to, yes.
I will wait until the last grain falls and immediately flip the 11 back over.
Okay. A couple of minutes
And then I
pass,
will
and
wait.
the 13-minute runs out.
And I'll immediately flip the 11 back over again.
And when the final 2 minutes have passed,
It is time.
it is.
hey, that's what I was thinking.
Nice job.
I thought I was dumb for a second.
He looks next to the group and says, "Someone from the past, you see? Someone you have lost? Is that correct?"
Yeah.
Only one?
Yeah.
You sure you're only looking for one person?
Palacius
You're
has
not
made
looking
peace
for
with his brother's death.
Okay.
Gideon will move forward just a bit and say, "We are looking for Father Sebastian of the Lothanda Church and Scar of... Where do you come from again?"
It matters not.
Our
These are
Frostborn.
names. They mean nothing.
"We are looking for 2 spirits,
Yes.
a holy man and a warrior."
Have you made peace with the
Your
past?
husband.
"I know not my past, so how else can I make peace with it?"
A sensible answer, but perhaps not a truthful one. Have you made peace with what has passed and accepted where you are now? Each of you carries a burden upon their shoulders. The past is difficult to let go.
Look at my sword.
One by
Literal
one, you will choose something to lose. And in doing so, you will gain understanding.
Stop taking my shit.
You, puzzle answerer.
Yes.
Memories of the past are important, are they not? They make us
They-
who we are.
They can be important.
Yet, one you will have to let go. Tell us a memory of your past.
What sort of a memory? Any or anything of
It's entirely up to you.
Hmm.
What I had for breakfast this morning.
Okay, here's one I'd like to throw in the pot and see how this one goes down.
Drop the mic.
I'll cast back my memory to our Swanee into Mistralia.
Yeah. A particular moment?
Let's go with the memory of being within the dilapidated temple itself, climbing up to the highest point and looking out and seeing the vast hordes of undead descending upon us.
Without fear. Would you be brave? Or would you be stupid?
What's that to say? That brave and stupid are not mutually exclusive.
One can be brave and stupid. But one can also be brave and wise.
That's true. That's true.
You value your wisdom, do you not? Yet sometimes
Yes.
you choose to be brave even when you believe it is stupid. Valiant, small. Your memory is accepted. As you try and cast your mind back to the trip to Australia, a whole section of it is blurred. You no longer remember it.
Giant sensor bar.
Over the entire segment of the journey, or is it just
That walk.
just that walk?
And that's
Okay.
you. He looks to Val. A memory of your past. What is precious enough for us to keep, but not precious enough for you not to lose.
I guess my time on the streets right after I left my family's home,
Perhaps one
right
moment.
before I met. Uh, I remember. I remember having nothing while on the streets, except for the necklace, the amulet of non-detection, which I stole off my dad.
The moment at which
I
we are
remember-
at our
Yeah.
least.
Yeah. I was super poor, so I decided to start pickpocketing. But the first time I tried, they caught me, so I got better.
A memory of shame
Yeah.
or a memory of determination?
Determination.
You are known for that trait, are you not? This memory is
You can say
acceptable.
that.
What of you, Pathfinder? A memory of your past?
I will give you something that means a lot to me. Because I find myself in an era of new beginnings.
Accept.
When I was much younger, I did a lot of exploring. You know, what is there to do but sit in the town or explore? And it counted as a sort of training. And I remember a very, very specific memory running into this very old satyr, one whom I would come to admire quite greatly. And noticed my talent for finding my way. And so he handed me a bow, and that I use to this day. And he's gone now. And I'm here. The bow persists. And so holding it reminds me of him. But I feel it might be time to let go of the past.
Sometimes letting go of the past is what best lets us be ourselves. And sometimes it lets us forget who we are. It must be difficult knowing who you are.
It is a struggle.
The memories accepted. You, half-man. One of the twins. The soul seeks you here.
Soul
The other way
seeks me.
around. It does. The two of you are intertwined like destiny.
We're twins.
Tell me something of this past.
My most vivid memory was the moment that our parents. Oh, the memory I remember is of when the Shadow Veil started coming, and unfortunately, our parents happened to fall in that moment. And I remember that feeling of helplessness and the need to protect my younger brother.
That feeling is returned
And
to
the
me.
determining.
Or was. Do you know who you are without your brother?
I am Glacius Frostborn, wielder of justice and the Lord of Akenvar.
These are but names.
More
but
importantly,
titles.
I am a protector. That is who I will always be.
Excuse me. Your memory is accepted. We will take no memory from you. Last one. We instead give you one. When you were first found, you were not one but two. In the cradle, you were not one but two. Like your friend here. You are one soul divided.
Divided.
Yes. Within the womb, one becomes two.
Are you saying I have a twin?
That is what you choose to call it, yes?
Welcome to the club.
I have a brother somewhere. Oh, or sister.
Yes, you do.
See, Gideon kind of looks down and is trying to take this in.
Your paths diverged at a young age.
Why don't I remember having a brother? It
Most
doesn't
of
make
us
sense.
do not remember our youngest days. About 6 weeks when separated. But this brother became everything you are not. You worship the light, do you not?
Yes.
The other side of your soul is the embodiment of darkness.
I see.
You may pass.
Thank you.
You feel in the next room, next area, that you are in a room. Each of you feels disoriented, like you are upside down. As you look downwards, there is flame and ash. Your feet feel like they're on solid ground, but gravity is working in reverse. You hear this voice again. Pathfinder. Sometimes the path is not apparent. How will you proceed? And you notice as there is a long corridor, and the flames alternate between the ground and the ceiling. At the moment you stand upon the ceiling with flames beneath you. But as you go to take a step, you realize you cannot. Something holds you back. Here it is easier sometimes to imagine things in the material sense. Want to avoid the fire, you simply leap from one place to another. But this is no material puzzle. When all is dark, how do you look for your path?
Well, I usually have to remember where I'm going first. But seeing as that isn't an option, I usually rely on a sense of home and returning to it. So this fire alternates.
It's an image. We don't want you to walk the path. We want you to find the path. Close your eyes and give me a wisdom check. Not literally close your eyes. Just your character can close your eyes.
About to say,
There's a
overestimate.
fucking challenge. You close your eyes and tell me what your dice rolled.
All right, I can feel it. It feels like home.
Oh yes, it's a natural 20.
Of course it is.
I've heard of half the
I
cards.
rolled a natural 20.
So wisdom check.
I'll admit, I've heard of Heart of the Cards. Heart of the Dice is something a little bit fucking different.
Is
I
that
literally just rolled the natural 20
13.
enough?
as soon as
Is that a 13?
Yes.
Yes. You understand that you have to choose a path, but sometimes there are no right paths. One of these paths are wrong in one way or another. If you choose to simply walk in a straight line, parts of your soul will be burnt away. You will lose your identity. But if you stay where you are, you will lose the friendships that you have, the bonds you have. Perhaps trying to do it quickly will mean you lose less of who you are, but perhaps you fall, never to stand again. Perhaps if you were to use your friends, one of you may fail for all of you to succeed.
Hi, Gideon.
Bye.
No. This is not a choice that Percy is making. It's an understanding. And
Bye.
when the dragon turns to you again, he says, "You see the options, the possibilities. So I want to ask you a question. For you are confident when it is only your life at stake. This one here gestures towards Glacius. Is his life worth 10 of those you don't know?
Yes. It appears to be worth much more.
Thank you, Percy.
And yet, if those 10 people were to go on to save the world, it would be worth more than this.
Well, if he saves the world, then they don't need to.
And what of one murderer? Would you sacrifice one murderer to save 10?
I suppose
I don't
could,
like
but
where
why
this is
shouldn't
going.
Oh no. Glacius starts sweating. How many people have I killed?
Pathfinder, you find it easy sometimes to make a decision when it is left or right. But one heart or another is not so simple. Walk away from the path now and you may return to your homeland. And you may take the soul of your master with you.
Oh boy.
Stay on the path.
Shit.
You lose that opportunity forever.
Don't give James prep time.
I've
The pressure.
already lost so much. It's very interesting that I could get it all back with a simple choice. But sometimes I find that the most simple paths are often the ones that lead you in the wrong direction.
As you open your eyes again, after blinking, the path before you was always simple. There were flames on the roof and there were flames on the floor. But the path led nowhere near either of them. It led to the left. You continue onwards. As you get to the next place, Glacius, you see your brother before you. But he is bound. And he appears to have suffered torture. Sitting next to him is a small child. A pair of tongs in her hand. They grip coals, which she places against his skin. You hear him scream.
Kill the
It
child.
appears the innocent child has no idea what they're doing. The voice speaks to you. What is he worth?
So just to be sure, just to clear, the child doesn't like looking at it doesn't seem to know what it's doing, or is it like the child is
Child is
kind of
oblivious.
visibly
Oblivious.
is oblivious of what's going on?
Just
All right, yeah.
Sort of moving around. Not real.
Not the life of an innocent. He is. My brother's fought hard enough. We've taken
And-
much worse than this.
What of this man? And you see an image of Roscoe torturing your brother. An
That's
exchange
right.
you would make?
No. My brother would never forgive me.
Finally, you see an image of yourself torturing your brother. You hear a voice in your ear begging you for release. Anything for him to be let go.
No. My brother has played his part. It's time for me to play mine.
His story is not over. And at this moment, as you sort of begin to carry on, you feel a presence with you. Like you're being guided. We come to a room of darkness, pure darkness. And there is one flame in the center of the room. Oh, sorry, give me a second. It's decided it's time to download things.
Oh no.
Thank you very much. As my FPS just goes through the floor. You come to a room of pure darkness with a single flame in the center of the room. Wow. This flame shines differently to you. You know that all the darkness emanates from that flame. You almost feel compelled to put it out. But as you get closer, you hear a voice speak to you. It's time we met.
Oh.
A visceral
Yeah.
shadow form with eyes of flame stares at you. This feels familiar. When you took that black stone and chose power, you took these dark flames into yourself.
Oh no.
You blink and suddenly the room is dark, but you're the flame. The darkness comes from you. You see a set of scales, and on one is Glacius. On the other is Percy. Below this scales is an endless pit.
Oh no.
You realize that with a thought you can tip the scales one way or the other. And the scales must tip, and the path will not continue. Before you make a decision, we'll take a break. Welcome back to Sogravia. Val, before you stands the scales. On one side is Glacius and on the other is Percy.
Concern.
You realize that one side of the scales must be tipped for you to pass under it. Which side do you let fall?
Why Glacius? I'll save Glacius, actually.
Okay. As you tip the scales and the image of Percy falls, I hear a voice in your head. Good. It begins.
Ah, yes! Murder!
Good, Anakin, good.
Percy,
I was just thinking that!
you find yourself falling through darkness. But as you look down, you realize you're looking up. You land lightly on your feet and see a simple walk in front of you. At the end of that walk is one single tree, bowed the center and leaning over to shelter outwards. Underneath the tree is what looks to be a rabbit. What do you do?
I'll approach the rabbit.
You do so and you see that it's in pain. And it's not long for this world. Besides the rabbit lies a dagger. And here it screams of pain. And you realize it's begging for release. It will die a long and slow and painful death, unless you choose to end its pain.
I'll pick up the knife
Mm-hmm.
and just want to touch the tip. Just touch the tip of the knife. Does it feel sharp to me?
Very sharp.
Ooh,
I'll turn it around to myself
Mm-hmm.
and stab myself in the thigh.
I'm sorry, what?
Let's go.
The blade hits your thigh and it's like you've just stabbed diamond. The blade blunts. A golden dragon sits before you. If it's not real, what does it matter? Is that right?
Oh. Damn.
Big
Think
brain
Val's
stuff
gonna put me
here,
down there.
guys.
Life, even the theoretical, isn't taken without great pain. There's a cost for everything.
There is.
Damn, okay, philosopher.
He hands you a rope. Take it. Go ahead
Yes.
in a circle. And place it on the ground. And you will find your path.
I will do just that.
You step into the circle and you feel yourself moved. You stand at the top of a balcony next to a man. And beneath the balcony you see Val with the world in her left hand, a dagger in her right hand, plunging the dagger repeatedly into the world. And you see the bodies of children laid around the floor
I'm sorry, what?
and burning in her eyes.
I'm sorry.
Wait, what?
You turn to the right and the man looks at you. She was my daughter once.
Killed them. And the women and children too.
Before she lost herself. It hasn't happened yet. In your world. But it starts with just one. She took power for herself instead of bringing her friend back. She plunged you to your death without barely a thought, just to continue on her path. But this is not what broke her. There came a time when it was burn or be burnt. Do you know what it is to lash out in anger?
I've been the subject of one's anger before.
But never the perpetrator.
Perhaps once, but not to an extreme.
You've lived a sheltered life.
Suppose I have.
Walk alongside these comrades and you will not lead a sheltered future. Your path is onwards. And the room is gone, and you see the group up ahead. Glacius. You stood at the top of the scales. And as the scales reach the top, you find yourself falling into darkness. And you are falling. You're not falling up.
Ah!
And as you land, it feels like you sort of bounce gently. And then come to a halt. You look down and you see Roscoe in the center of a dark room. Roscoe, we come to you.
Yes.
You feel lost. Center of darkness. And a man sits and is lit in the corner of the room. You know this man. You once knew him as Edward. You feel almost corporeal when you reach down to your hip and you feel a dagger.
Oh shit!
Ah. What is this dagger? That's at my hip.
The same dagger you once stabbed this man with.
Okay, I'm going to take a look around. What else do I see other than Edward?
Darkness. Give me an insight check.
That's an 8.
Alright, you see darkness. And Edward. And a dagger, which I have.
Okay, so do I have any reason to act at the minute?
You're lost and stuff.
Couldn't I just wait a little while and see if anything happens?
Sure.
See if there's
we'll wait.
anything that compels me to do something?
5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. How long will we wait?
Well, I don't particularly want to talk to Edward, do I? So,
After a long, long wait, perhaps an hour, the figure turns. His eyes are not human. They're black, pupil, iris and all.
okay.
Just look straight at you. As you look at him, you see a wound on his neck. A hole about the size of your dagger.
Looks like I got him pretty good, huh?
Kellyanna appears in the room, sitting on the floor in front of you. Would you do it again?
Would I do it again?
That's what she asked.
If I have to. If it must be done.
Who decides what must be done, Roscoe?
That's an excellent question.
He is the source of the darkness in this room. Is that enough?
Killing someone for just a little bit of light? I wouldn't say that's enough. But I can't use magic to illuminate my path through the darkness, can I? So,
And perhaps the room is not as empty as it seems. Perhaps there is a way out.
Perhaps. Perhaps.
You feel blindly in the world, fumbling for an exit. Or will you act without being told to?
Let's try something. I'll take a few steps into the darkness and see if I can see anything through it.
No.
Nothing anywhere.
Just darkness.
You really want me to go and stab this guy again, huh?
Roscoe, I don't want you to do anything. I just want you to decide.
Do it.
I really feel like I need a good reason to do something like this, but he was a Shadow Vow anyway. What's slotting a knife back in the same hole again? What's the cost of that going to be? Whatever. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll just go and slot that knife straight into the hole where I did it before.
And again, you'll see his body transform, like it did the first time,
Straight on the corpse.
lying on the floor before you is a child.
Oh fuck.
You recognize this child, Roscoe. It's you as a boy. You try to remember who that body was before you stabbed it, but you can't recall.
Butterfly effect.
You try to recall if you've ever killed anyone before. You know that someone asked you to once. But you can't remember who or why. You remember the dagger, the feel of it in your hand, but you don't remember who you killed or why.
Well...
You see 4 figures standing ahead of you on a path. A dragonborn, an elf, 2 elves in fact, an Aesir.
4 figures in front of me.
They block the path. You feel like perhaps you were meant to go somewhere. Perhaps you were meant to do something. But you can't remember what or why.
Well, I'll drop the dagger.
It clatters
Proceed.
next to the corpse of you as a child. And as you proceed, you see the dragonborn turn towards you. There's a familiarity, but no name comes to mind. You walk on and a woman sits in front of you. Did you do it? Did you get the information? She asks. She's a simple enough woman. She stands before you. But you just can't remember. I'm sure she was somebody important, but she looks at you. You feel lost. Did you do it? Did you get the information?
I'll just say no and walk straight on past. If I don't know them and I don't recognise them, why would I have answers for them?
Did you do it? Yes. What did it cost?
What did it cost?
Everything.
Everything.
You walk forwards and you find yourself in a room full of mirrors. As you look into each mirror, each image you look back at is different. The first is you, crouched on the floor, frightened, younger. The second is you with a dagger in your hand, standing above someone. The third is you, your hands clasped, watching as two children play. And then you're watching as one man murders a woman. And finally, you're watching as a large crowd is surrounding you, and they each take a step away from you, and another, and another until you're alone. At the center of the room is a small cairn of rocks. And as you look behind you for the path you came in from, there are only mirrors. Percy, you've moved on to the next room. You look down and you see Roscoe in a hall of mirrors, standing above a cairn. Behind the mirrors are friends of his, you would assume. Compatriots, women. But he can only see the mirrors. Roscoe, what are you doing right now?
I'm not liking what I'm seeing in the mirrors. A cairn in the middle with rocks, you say? I'll pick up one of the rocks from the thing. Strolled over to one of the mirrors.
Yeah.
Let's say the one with the murderer.
Yeah.
And smash it.
You do so. And the mirror goes dark. But the others still remain lit. There are 5 rocks and 5 mirrors.
I'll touch a mirror that's gone dark. Is there anything unusual or interesting about this particular mirror now, or is it just blackness?
It's just a frame with a dark picture.
There may be 5 rocks, but I only need 1, right?
Sure.
Let's go to the mirror of everyone walking away.
So you didn't throw the rock, you merely used it to smash the mirror.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll reach out and touch the mirror. Does anything happen? Is there anything?
Yeah. You feel like you're in the center of a large crowd. But everybody has their back to you. You
Can
can't
I
hear
push
anything.
against? Can I push against the mirror?
There is no mirror.
It isn't a mirror.
You are at the center of a room with a crowd walking away from you. You hold a rock in your hand.
And what is behind me?
More people walking away. Eventually the people get about 20 foot away. And they each step into a mirror. You're left again, surrounded by mirrors.
Can I'll walk over to one of the mirrors that someone stepped through.
And you look
Place
back,
my hand
and
against it.
the image that looks back at you is what you assume to be currently. You holding a rock. With grief in your eyes.
I'll push against this mirror.
It's solid. Nothing happens.
Stand off to the side of the mirror slightly, take a few steps back, and throw my rock at it.
The mirror shatters into 1,000 pieces on the ground. A black frame surrounding a dark image. At the center, the rock. Gone. 5 rocks. 5 mirrors. But this time, the images in the mirrors are different. Each one is you, holding a rock. But in each one you have a different look in your eyes. Different look on your face. In the first you are triumphant. In the second you are distraught. In the third you are angry. In the fourth, confused, lost. And in the final one, determined.
That last mirror. I walk over to it.
Mm-hmm. Make a charisma saving throw.
Am I just watching all of this unfold?
You are.
That is a 16.
You feel an impulse to run to the can of rocks and grab them, but you put it off.
This mirror of determination.
Mm-hmm.
Can I reach out and touch this mirror?
You can, and as you push on it, it simply opens at the center. The path in front of you.
I'll step on through it.
As you do so, you see Gideon. Down below. You look up to the right and you see Percy on a balcony. You look up. And you see Val standing on a platform. Stone Lee Chan, black and white. But you don't recognize these people. They're just figures. Gideon.
Ah, yes, I am here.
You sit on the ground in the center of a room.
Okay.
You feel your back against a wall. Perhaps a little light coming through from a window in the wall.
Okay.
Sitting on the windowsill is a young boy. He opens a book. He begins to read.
Okay. Is this Sen?
Very much so. It has been a long time since we revisited these tales. But here we find Gabriel alone.
Gabriel. Why'd you say Gabriel?
He dreams of a time when the stories were simple. When the fairy tales didn't come true. But
Who's
alas,
Gabriel?
we continue with his story. The boy doesn't stop reading. It's like it's happening behind glass.
To the tale.
A long time ago, far away, there was a man and a woman. They were kind and they were generous to everybody, despite being peasants. And their only desire was to raise a child together. One day, as the man was returning home from hunting, he came across a beautiful crane, stuck in a trap. At first the man was going to kill it, but seeing its beauty, he decided to release it. Later, in the dead of night, the man and woman were awoken from their slumber from a knock at the door. And when they opened it, there was a young boy there. His hair was silvery white and his skin pale. At first, the couple thought they were seeing a ghost, given his otherworldly appearance. The child reassured him that he was a gift sent to them by fate, in gratitude to the old man saving her from the trap. Overjoyed, the couple took in the boy and named him Shoichi. Years later, Shoichi had begun to start learning how to make tapestries. He became renowned across the land for his incredible talent. The Emperor sent for him. But on that day, he left. was never seen again. Till today. The boy's voice changes timbre. Why have you come back?
If I'm to move forward, I must confront my past. And this is a past I do not recall.
Don't you?
It is hazy, but different.
The stories. Remember the reading, but not the stories.
I do remember the stories, but I thought Father Sebastian was the one who read them to me.
What matters it? The story is but a story.
Sen, what has happened? What's happened? Who am I? Who is this Gabriel you speak of?
They called you once. When you cared.
No, my name is Gideon Dawnstar. What are you talking about?
My name is not Sen. What matters in a name?
Here. Why are you here?
I am what was left behind. This boy was chased away. Didn't seek him. Didn't protect him. Father Sebastian didn't protect him. His parents didn't protect him. They forced him to live a life that he didn't want. And I am what is left behind. What is left behind when you make your choices, noble one? What of those who had no choice? What of those who made mistakes?
We learn from our mistakes. Mistakes are what make us better.
And what of
To
those
never
that
make a
suffer
mistake
from
means
them?
that you... To never make a mistake, one will never grow, never learn.
Do you ever learn?
Starting to think I have not.
Look at this mess you've caused. And flings the book on the floor in front of you, and you see tears have stained the ink. It flows down the page, leaving tracks across the words that you can't read. You look up, and the boy is a man. And the man is distressed, distraught. He stands behind a window, but it's raining fire outside.
Go up to the window, put a hand against it and say, I will save you, Sen. Or whatever you call yourself now. I swear it.
You hear a voice from behind you. It's too late.
Turn and say,
You
it
turn,
is never too late
and you see a
to
devil.
save someone.
It holds a beating heart in its left hand. A lock of hair in its right hand. Dark red hair. And so, you couldn't save the boy. And you no longer know the man. He doesn't want saving from you. He despises you and everything you stand for. So perhaps instead you will choose to save another, O noble one. How about this? The girl who destroyed the world. She's a sister to you. Should she live, look up.
I'll look up.
You'll see 60 foot above you, it's Val. On a platform suspended on a chain from the ceiling. And then she falls.
Gideon will outstretch his hand and yell out, "Wow!"
Will you catch her?
Yeah.
The devil lets the lock of hair float into the air and hands you the beating heart.
I'll take it and look at him and say, "Why have you given me this?"
You chose to save her, but you didn't know the cost. You chose to save her, though I told you she was the girl who destroyed the world.
I will always save my friends, no matter the cost.
Once they described you as noble, but you would sacrifice the world for this girl.
Not this girl.
And perhaps,
Sacrifice the world for my friends.
and perhaps the world needs to sacrifice you. Glacius. You step forwards into a room. You see an altar and a fender.
Oh, fun.
Laid across the altar, tied down, is Gideon. The devil stands over him, pouring over a series of daggers. Percy stands in a balcony to the left. As you look over, Roscoe peers through a window. It's raining fire outside. And standing inside, looking out
Damn.
the window, is Val, with both hands extended. You see pillars of flame coming from her hands, raining fire on Roscoe outside, who looks lost. And he can't find a way to tell. The devil turns to you. And as you look to your right, you see your brother. He holds a sword in his hand, a black to your white, courage to your justice. The devil kneels before you, Glacius, and extends a sword. It's justice. It's just like the day that Genghis gave it to you. It belongs to you, doesn't it?
Technically speaking, yes, but kind of look at my surroundings and just be like, I have a feeling there's more to this than just me taking my sword.
Well, it's called justice, is it not? Perhaps it is time that justice is served. The girl
Two.
who destroys the world. She lives. Do you know why she lives? Because one man valued friendship above the earth.
Ah.
You look to the
Gideon was
side
given
and you
a
see
choice.
a man with grey hair, elven ears, and grey eyes. He hangs his head in sorrow. You recognize this to be Father Sebastian. This is who you've come for. So, you came. Take the sword. There's no escaping that.
I do so.
They didn't tell you, did they?
Who didn't tell me what?
The people who sent you to collect me. They didn't tell you, did they? No soul may leave the ancient plane unless one is left. Now, they had have told you you were going for your brother, would have understood that his soul never really resided here, and no soul must be left. For the two of you are intertwined so deeply that once you have entered, he must leave with you. But they didn't send you for him, did they? They sent you for me.
Yeah. Said they really need you. 'Cause you got some magic stuff. I don't really understand it very much. Just know that if we don't get you, the whole world's fucked. So
Not really.
that's about all I need to hear.
The world only ends if she lives. And he gestures towards Val, staring out the window. I can
I mean,
sanctify the ground. I can keep the shadow plane at bay. Yes. But it doesn't matter if she lives.
so let me get this straight. Val is supposedly supposed to end the world.
Not end, destroy.
Destroy the world. Destroy and kind
They're
of
not
the same thing.
No. I would describe Mistralia as fairly destroyed. It's not ended.
Fair. But wouldn't the very fact of me knowing the information that Val was supposedly supposed to destroy the world be enough for me to change that?
Maybe. But the histories say it's what she did.
Last time I checked, I did not understand a lot of the things of how we got here. But this is, as far as I'm concerned, a different plane of existence than our current plane. So, very well could be that your history is wrong, and we,
It is not my
or
history.
I,
Yes. It is your history. The history of your life from the day of your death to the day of your birth. It doesn't change. It doesn't alter. But the strands are not revealed until it is over. Fate does not have you in its clutches yet. You still have choices to make. Decisions that will change the lives of many, I'm sure. But some of you have already decided. We'll come back to you in a moment, Glace. Yes, Roscoe.
Yes.
You stand on a land that feels familiar but you don't recognize. The air here is heavy. The rocks are broken and scattered apart. You see strange mountains up ahead and dragons that fly through the sky with no flesh upon their bones. It rains fire in this place, but it doesn't burn.
Okay.
A woman sits before you in the center of the flames. You don't know me, Roscoe. But you did. You didn't get
did.
that information, did you?
No.
You didn't fulfill the task. You always fulfill the task. The man died, did he not? But now you don't even know who he was. We have a task for you, Roscoe.
Okay.
And you see a woman laying upon an altar, chained down. Finish it. And she hands you a black dagger of glass. And then you may go, and you'll remember who you were. Or you may leave.
And if I don't kill her?
Then you leave. As you are now.
So why should I kill someone like this? Helpless and chained down? What purpose would I have doing something
That's what you
such
do,
as
isn't it?
this?
You do what must be done.
And who decides what must be done?
I asked you that once, but you won't remember that. It used to be me that decided what must be done, and you who carried it out, faithful servant.
And what if what you ask isn't just? What if what you ask isn't right?
Then you would be making the judgment for yourself. A good soldier doesn't question his orders, does he?
I was never really a soldier, was I?
Oh, but you behaved as one. Loyal to a fault. Well, this time it is in your hands. Behind that window stands your friends. But you don't know who they are. Kill this woman, and you will leave here with your memories intact. Walk away, and you will leave here as you are now.
I remember something brave and stupid. I'm feeling brave and very stupid. Kill an innocent person chained up on an altar? Or try for you?
She sits on the ground, cross-legged, looking at you.
Or do I walk away?
Only you can decide, Russ.
To be confronted with doing something.
As you're thinking about as you're thinking about doing this, you see an image in your head of an elf that you recognize from seeing on a balcony a moment ago. Taking a blade, standing over an injured rabbit, and stabbing himself. Blade blunting on his leg. What do you do?
What an interesting image. The same could happen for me. Or the blade could blunt on something else.
Very much so.
That complicates things. Well, it's time to do what's right. And what is right is not killing that person. What happens if I run the blade lightly across one of my arms?
It cuts you.
It doesn't. Wow. I can't believe I'm actually tempted to do this. How heavy is the dagger in my hand? How balanced does it feel?
It's quite light. But you get the impression that a strike to the heart would kill. The woman sits on the floor, looking up at you.
How capable is a dagger of being thrown?
Where are you going to throw it? The woman is perhaps 3 foot in front of you, the altar perhaps 2 foot to your left.
I was going to throw the dagger so it lands directly in front of the woman. Like, so
That
dangerously
would be
close to hit.
straight downwards.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to throw it straight down so it comes so close to hitting her, but doesn't.
You do so, and it strikes into the ground before her.
And I'm going to turn and walk away.
As you do so, Percy, you witness this. But as you look down on the woman sat by the altar, you see she has the horns of a devil and eyes of flaming red.
Anyways.
You look to your right and you see a bow, and a single arrow of black, and a crystal tip. And the woman stands up, picks the dagger up off the floor, and walks over to the altar. You recognize the woman strapped down to be Val. What do you do?
Pick up the bow.
Mm-hmm.
Is the dragon still near me?
No. It has left you.
It's just me in this moment.
It is just you, Val on an altar. And this woman is like a devil woman.
I've just seen her destroy the world.
That was Val,
Listen.
not the woman.
Oh, so this is a different individual. I'm sorry.
Val is strapped down on the altar. She's the one that destroyed the world. The woman is looks like a devil, but is about to sacrifice Val. Alternatively, you do see Roscoe walking away. I mean, there's always a shout for that, right? But realistically, that's not the decision you're trying to make. I'm just going to resist a little bit of light-hearted amusement.
It's gonna die
Ah,
Okay.
One of us has to die.
And yeah. That's it. The
I
show is
really
yours.
don't want to. Well, I'm gonna pull the string back. Just hold it for a moment.
You see the woman lift the dagger to plunge it into Val's heart.
My fingers start to slip off the arrow. I put it down. It's not my right to kill anyone.
You see the
Nothing.
dagger plunge into the heart of Val. And Val's body changes into purple. You see a dead shadow veil on the altar. And the horns disappear off the woman and she walks away. It's Kiliana. Because Val was never there. She was caught by Gideon. She stands at the side of the room. Glacius. You have a sword in hand. Father Sebastian stands next to you, puts his hand on your shoulder. Scar puts his hand on your other shoulder. Decisions, decisions.
I'm gonna turn to Father Sebastian and be like, I don't know you, to be fair. Like,
No, you do
I
not.
get you are the one who sacrificed yourself to save me.
And I didn't
but
choose for you
I
to come
don't-
here. Nor did I write the rules.
Well,
you
no,
wish to
I'm
leave,
saying
You can leave.
if you're telling me to kill Val, I'm not gonna do it.
I am telling
There's
you
still a
nothing of the
chance
sort.
I can change her.
I mean, firstly, he's telling you to kill Gideon. And secondly...
Oh, it's telling me to kill Gideon.
And so Gideon's the one strapped to the altar. Val is standing to the side of the room.
Yeah, I was pretty sure I was
Oh.
gonna say, wasn't I the one on the altar?
Yep.
I don't.
And
Because we were talking about Val last time, and so
Yep. Val, you've been told, will destroy the world, and Gideon wants to save her. And for that, he is being condemned to death.
I agree with Gideon's decision, though. I don't think he deserves death. If Val is to destroy the world, or there is a possibility that she will, I believe that I can change her path.
Very good. So you will leave Father Sebastian behind.
So it's either kill Gideon and get Father Sebastian, or we all leave.
Happily ever after.
It's not happily ever after. What the fuck?
He has
Still
told
the Shadow
you
Veil
that
we have to do.
the material plane and the shadow plane merging will not be the end of the world.
But the war that we had just started to gain ground in is now going to start falling back on us. We're going to be on the back foot again.
What will you do?
If Val is to destroy the world, and the Shadow Veil merges with the world, then that means Val destroying the world will destroy the Shadow Veil.
Perhaps. And everyone else.
I'm sorry. I believe he lived a good life, but I will not take his life.
Good. And you see him, Percy walking down from a balcony. Val turns from the window and Father Sebastian gestures to the door. As you look to the door, he plunges his fist through the heart of Gideon on the altar. And again, you see him turn to Shadowvale. Gideon was never on the altar. He walks through the door, having been lost in a room of his own. All come together. Look out the window and you see Roscoe wandering lost. And over to the far right you see Killian, Val's father, beckoning. It is time to go. He's a long way away. His grey hair. He gestures with one hand. Come.
Just all of us, or just
All of you.
Focus on him.
As all of you begin, are you beginning to head over to him, yeah? if you begin to head over Roscoe? You wander lost and you come to a mirror.
What do I see in the mirror?
You see two of you, weirdly, standing side by side. One is determined, but sad. The other is triumphant, but in his eyes you see that he's lost his way, his soul. He's done something terrible. His triumphance is evil. Each one extends a hand to you, to the mirror.
So we're looking at the determined one.
Mm-hmm. There's a sadness in his eyes, like he's lost something. But he's focused. Righteous.
How big is this mirror? And how split are these two apart from each other?
They stand shoulder to shoulder. The mirror wide enough only for the two of them. Perhaps 4 foot.
I genuinely don't know what to actually do here.
Well, a decision must be made.
Yeah, but
one day
like,
you're lost forever.
yeah, but the thing I'm asking is how. I genuinely don't know how to proceed here. I'm as lost as Roscoe.
You're meant to be.
Smooth brain.
Do I have a rock nearby?
Yeah.
Or, so I can't even smash the mirror.
No, and the hands get closer, you turn and there's a wall behind you. The walls close in on all 3 sides. There's only you and the mirror. You need to take a hand. It's your choice which you take.
Oh, I can actually reach out and grab one in the hands. Oh, okay.
Very much so.
So stay and die or reach and grab a hand. Well, the determined one is clearly the option.
Okay. You take his hand. And as you do so, you feel yourself pulled inwards.
Oh my god.
And then you're staring outwards. You look around you and it's just blank, clear. And you watch as the determined Roscoe walks towards the party.
And what happens?
He gets to them, and we come together. Roscoe comes to join you, and you see he's no longer lost. He understands. He carries at his waist a singular black dagger made of glass. As you walk down the path of light, Val, you take a moment to look back. And you see, lying down upon the altar, your father. You're confused. You look up. Back ahead of the path, beckoning to you all, is Father Sebastian.
Oh.
You get closer and he puts his hands out. One has chosen to stay for the good of the world.
But you said that the world would be fine.
No, I said it didn't end One must be taught. One must follow in my footsteps. I have spoken to Killian.
Have fun, Gideon.
After I have trained my apprentice, I will return here and return his soul to the world. I'm
How long
sorry,
is that
my
gonna
dear.
take?
I understand that he might be your father. Might be? He is. I don't know why he decided that you might be your father. Don't worry, you're not adopted.
Boom, boom, boom.
DNA test.
Time will tell. Perhaps a year, perhaps 10. Perhaps 100.
Is this dimension gonna be mad? Because since it's gotta be a soul for a soul sort of situation.
Mhm.
Since my brother's coming with me.
As I said, your
Yes,
soul and
this
soul
dimension.
intertwine. Casey is different.
Cool. I think. I don't know. Can we go home now? I really don't like this place.
You wish to leave. I must warn you, we will not return to where you left from. Placing ourselves on the material plane can be difficult.
Wait, before you leave,
Yes.
can I go to where the altar is?
Yes.
Yeah, I go. Like, is my father awake or is he sleeping or something?
He is awake. And he looks at you.
Oh no.
Footage.
Well,
I believe it is goodbye that we should be saying at this point, is it not?
I assume so. Sorry, I'm not good with this. But you were never a good father.
No.
And
It is not.
I assume you're doing this for the greater good and not out of the kindness of your heart. So, I would like to say thank you.
And I would
And
like to say
goodbye.
I'm sorry. You'll do well, my daughter. You'll do well.
I know I will. And then I walk away.
As you do so, as you go to turn, you see him pick up a dagger with his right hand. But you turn before he brings the blade down. You all get to the end of the light. Father Sebastian turns to you. I don't know where we will arrive. But we must go.
Dude, I swear to God, if we end up in Australia, I'm gonna fucking murder a bitch.
Oh, fuck no.
He hasn't gotten to that part yet.
He hasn't. A single door opens before you all. Father Sebastian steps through.
So am I determined, Roscoe, now, or am I still watching?
You're watching. It's determined Roscoe leaves.
Well, I guess I'm having to follow.
You can't.
I can't.
You are in a mirror. And you will stay there.
Damn, that was a good music cue.
Yeah.
Oh, so far.
That
Oh,
was
dude.
perfectly timed.
Thanks, Darkington. Glacius, you step through the portal. And you find yourself in the Palace of Zorenio. You turn to your right and you see Percy. And Roscoe. Gideon. You come through the portal. And you see the room in which you grew up. Father Sebastian sits at his desk. He looks at you. I guess that the apprentice has been chosen. Are you willing to give your life for this world?
Yes.
Val, you stand on a precipice above Mastralia.
Fuck.
In your hand,
Oh.
in your hand is a strange ball of blackness and shadow.
Let's hope that's Sage tea.
It feels like power. It reminds you of that black stone. And you look down and you see an army of Shadowvale gathered beneath you.
What? No.
Give me an Arcana check.
Damn, this is some good music.
It is. I've only had good Arcana checks.
Does this mean that Gideon and I made the right choice?
19.
You realize that what you're holding could destroy the whole army. You see two fleshless dragons beneath, either side of the army. The black sphere in your hand begins to burn.
I dropped it on them, I guess.
As you cast it down, you see, as it gets down there, you look closer. You see at the very center of the army one Asimo. In armor with a shield. He flies up. The ball hits the ground. It bursts outwards. The likes of which you've never seen. White flame and black flame intermingle. You see Gideon's eyes burn out as the flame explodes. And the sky begins to rain fire. You're lifted into the air, looking down at the earth as it is torn asunder by these flames. And then you hear a voice. Father Sebastian turns to you. Are you coming? You look up and there's a door in front of you. Path of light. You look back and you see your father has plunged the blade into his heart. You see Glacius go through the portal. You see Percy go through the portal. Will you follow?
Yeah, I follow.
You walk through the portal into Zerenia. Roscoe, you see the last of your friends walk through this portal. And the portal closes.
Well then.
And we enter.
James, you're really good at killing our characters.
He's not dead. Just in a mirror.
He might as well be dead. We don't
He
have
will
to
be
do
playing
that.
Determined Roscoe from now on.
This is a character rebirth.
It is.
That was dope.
Character
That was dope.
rebirth. For your party needed
Hi,
some healing. Over the next week,
Oh.
and I will speak about his character.
Oh, fuck.
In the meantime, we leave Gideon at the service of Father Sebastian. Glacius, Percy, Scar, who came through the portal. Guess who's back with a brand new wrap?
Oh.
And a new sword.
Oh.
And we leave behind Killian, father of religion. I come to Percy for an MVP.
Oh. Oh man, there's so much to pick from.
Well,
I
wait,
think-
what? Hold on. I just came out of shock. What just happened?
I think it was awesome. The whole first of all, just what a series of interesting encounters where it's all just like mind games and like so metaphysical. Anyways, my favorite part was whenever I got chosen to die. That was awesome. You're just like commitment. Kill this
Small
one.
Val.
I don't know.
Yeah, the fucking Milo Invest. Let's go.
Yeah. Fuck that guy. I love that. That was awesome. And I
Kill
was like,
Jamal.
oh man. And then I guess the coolest thing for me was everyone had every reason to be like, you know what? We should probably just kill Val. And everyone was just like, no, let's not. They're our friend. And I thought that was awesome. And like commitment to character. So thumbs up. That was great.
Yeah.
So, I have to also add in there as well, with everyone else recognizing Val. Except me. That was a mindfuck.
You didn't recognize anyone. You
Yeah,
gave your
exactly.
memories
That
for
was
the-
fucking wild.
for the party.
What the hell, man?
Playing with the ancients. That was why you lost your memories when everybody else shared them.
Shit.
Well, seeing as you're talking, Jamal, give me an MVP.
Oh. I have to admit, I've got two big ones here.
Mm-hmm.
First one being the memories that everyone chose to recall.
Mm.
So many people thought of new specific memories, and I'm just like, hey, memory of Mistralia, let's just fucking yeet that out there.
I have to be honest.
Yeah.
What happened afterwards, the rooms were entirely dependent on what memories you chose.
Oh, shit,
Which meant
really?
I
God
did no prep for
damn.
that. I had to just
That's
hope
crazy.
that I could wing it.
So basically,
And then
you
Val
created
threw
everything.
me
Welcome to
the
DMing.
most fucking abstract memory anyone could ever have thrown for me. I figured that it would come from a backstory, that it would come from like something I'd read. She's like, the first time I pickpocketed, I was like, I'm just gonna
How
go with
do
the
I
room I
go
had
with
prepped
this?
afterwards and just skip
I
Val's
did
memory room. I just skipped it.
Val was
I just
like-
had no idea what to do with that. I was just like, no, no.
Okay, because I was scared I'm gonna lose my memory of how shitty my dad was, so I'm like, you know what? Throw the most random and non-important memory I got out there.
I had so much prepped for memory of your father. I had so much prepped for memory of your mother. I had no idea what to do when you threw me a memory of pickpocketing. I was just like, fuck it, wing it. So,
I pickpocketed.
so
the
the memories, Jamal. What was your second MVP?
Well, in regards to the memories as well, what you just said there about the whole thing of basing that based on what memories I picked, the fact that you went full ad hoc with the fucking Mistralia memory, and then this whole shit devolved from that.
No. The mirror was always going to happen.
Right, the mirror was always going to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
We need a healer.
yeah, no. He could have stayed out the mirror. Before that, if he had smashed all the mirrors, then under that cairn of rocks was baby Roscoe,
Knew it.
and
Oh.
he would have
God damn.
not only come out as determined Roscoe, but there would be no more Roscoe.
Damn.
Oh,
So you kept your character, which is pleasing.
because I would admit as well, the other MVP there is being so fucking confused and lost. At no point did I have any fucking idea what was going on, what to do. I was just doing Roscoe things.
Good. I think today was a real display of what happens when there's enough space for people to watch each other, and when they're in the moment, they are completely in the moment as character. There was no space for group interplay or, thoughts of what should we do, what should we buy, what item should I use, what should I roll on my dice.
It was just,
Kept expecting
what
that.
would Roscoe do? How would he?
Yeah.
And the reality was,
like
he would
playing
just
Uxos, right?
stumble. Yeah.
I did
I mean,
not.
Uxos I felt like
Sorry, what was that? Evan?
Uxos I felt like I had like a shit ton of direction anyway. Like
Yeah.
Uxos, we know what we're doing anyway. But in that, there was literally
We
no
don't.
knowing what I was doing. It was like,
No, he knows his
more of a
character.
what the-
That's what he means. Whereas this was
yeah.
too hard to call. Evan, what did you say, by the way?
I know Gideon so well, and I've just already engraved him into myself so much,
Yeah.
I didn't even have to think about catching Val. I was
Engraved
just
him
like,
into my soul.
someone in danger? Is a friend? Good. Gideon, catch him
And
now.
I will tell you for free, it didn't matter how many times you killed Val, it was always a Shadow Val. it
I would admit
made
as well.
changes to the people that killed her, not to her.
Right.
I wouldn't let one player kill off another player.
Yeah.
Unless it was Jamal. If Percy had a shot Jamal, I would have let him die. But
I really thought about it.
The thing is that I think well, maybe I'll reveal that after session.
I will also admit, when it came to handing me the dagger and asking me to kill on the altar, I was so tempted to just try to kill the person who gave me the command.
If you killed Kiliana, which is the person you didn't recognize because you lost your memories, the body it changed into was Val. Not a
What?
shadow Val. That was the only way you really could have stabbed Val, and she would have known and had the opportunity to kill you.
Oh fuck! I am glad I threw the
There's a lot of
dagger.
mindfuck going on.
I'm so glad I decided to throw the dagger right down. In
Yeah,
front
it was
of her
really
rather
interesting.
than
I hadn't
Kiliana.
considered that decision. It made me think.
It
So
was
anyway,
seriously going
let's
through my
let's
mind.
come to Evan for an MVP.
Gotta say, probably Magnus. Oh shit, you guys don't know his name. Evil Twin.
His name
Evil
is
Twin
Gabriel.
has a name, I'm afraid. His Darth just told me and told you. His name is Gabriel.
Yeah, it's Gabriel.
He's the twin.
Oh fuck!
You
Well,
said,
wonderful.
you said that, right?
Yeah.
Like you've said that
No,
in the session,
I
right?
didn't say it in session at all. No, I kept talking to him as if he was Gabriel, from Sen's perspective,
Wonderful.
but no, I didn't reveal it. You just straight up took it out of my mouth. But yeah,
My head's exploding.
Evil
right
Twin,
now.
fun.
So,
Love it.
Evil
Should
Twin?
be fun.
good. Yeah.
Besides that, probably the entire interaction with Sin and that fucking devil.
Yeah. Sen-
Besides that,
Sen
everyone
is-
just playing their character.
Also,
Chef kiss.
a wonderful moment there. I don't know if you know, but when I read the book to Evan, that story is written by Lavi. It doesn't end
Yep.
how I ended it, but the story I was reading was the story Lavi wrote of Keiko and the name Shukyo. Shukyo. Lavi wrote that story, and it has a beautiful ending, and it will get read in full one day, but not today. Kai, your MVP.
Well, first of all, I'm sorry that I didn't pick something to do with my dad or my mom.
No,
But
that's fine.
real.
That's fine. It's what DMing's about. It's working with what I'm given. But honestly,
DD's
I
the
just
improv.
I just didn't know what to do with that one, so I didn't, and I don't think it affected the session at all.
Yeah, second of all, I think everyone did a great job role playing. I like how some of you guys had to figure out what your character would do in order to not kill Val. Like, you guys really struggled to not kill
I
me.
didn't struggle.
Oh, except for
yourself.
get it, but like,
I did.
Yeah, I seriously
Other
thought
than
Percy was
that.
gonna shoot Val.
yeah, seriously.
They're like,
like,
shit,
shit,
Val,
Percy
Gideon,
would
time to
actually
catch
do
my
this.
friend.
My MVP would be how Killian ended up giving himself up.
Yeah, he's had that.
I
Arc
thought it
for-
would be like,
He's had that arc for a long, long time. He was always going to give his life for the cause, but I didn't know where or when. And then I was trying to write this session in the couple of hours leading up to it, and just thought it's time. So yeah, no, good old Killian. I have to say, Killian's a wonderful character. I'm really enjoying.
yeah.
I really enjoyed creating him, so it's going to be
I
interesting.
really like him. I don't think Val
I
likes him.
just my character can't stand him.
Yeah.
Duff, an MVP.
All right, so out of game, my MVP is me figuring out like half the stuff in the middle of it,
Mm-hmm.
figuring out what all of it was about. That shit
Yeah.
blew my mind. I swear to God, I didn't. James didn't talk to me about any of this. I just
shit.
Becomes the watcher.
Oh, shit.
James
Yeah.
didn't tell me.
I've always got a
jack
psychic
about
player in my
it.
campaigns. Always. There's always a psychic player who just gets it for an episode. But in
yeah.
game, your MVP.
In game, I would say it was definitely originally what I thought was the demi-plane trying to convince us to kill Val, especially at the end when you're like, oh, Val, you're in Mistralia now. And I was just like, oh shit, this is what it was all leading up to. And it's like, oh no, that wasn't real. And we're all just like, oh, okay.
But
Okay,
it's a
but,
preface of what's to come. She still made the decision.
She's
That's true.
well, yeah. But
And by the
I
way,
still
it
think-
was Gideon in the Shadow Vale that she killed, not his twin.
Oh,
It really was Gideon.
Oh, is that why you said like evil Gideon? Okay, that makes sense.
No,
But,
I specifically, not evil Gideon, just Gideon.
Shit.
It was a sort of
Sweet.
imagery of she burnt the army before she'd really seen what was down there.
oh.
It's a preface of destroying the Earth. She'll get there. I'm looking forward to it.
But then it was also just like the absolute mind fuckery that this entire experience was. Like I mean, I haven't really played D&D that long. Like I've probably been playing for like a year and a half now.
I'm not sure
This was like the most unique experience.
This is
the
its own little
most
thing.
unique experience
Good.
this is the most unique experience I've ever seen or played through in D&D because none of it was physical, so we couldn't physically interact with it. It was all mental and then philosophical, which is like, it's like, yeah, I, the character, can wrap my way around this, but can me, the Dragonborn, who we all kind of know isn't very smart, get his way out of this?
Yeah. And is there a way out? Was there ever a way out?
Is there a way out?
There was never a way out. You know, you
All right,
always.
listen. My brain's already fucked right now. Okay, you don't need to fuck it
There was
anymore.
never a way out. Like, you were always gonna end up leaving something behind and losing something and gaining something. Some of you don't know what you've lost and gained yet.
Shit.
Gossip.
But
It's
you'll get-
amazing.
I was just about to say, I'm good.
No. But yeah.
Percy, I didn't do anything.
We'll come to my MVPs. I've got one for each of you actually. I'll come first to Gideon. And the Gideon, Evan as a player knows who Gabriel is, right? But the complete consistency of denial and fighting that, because it's who his character is and how he's written it, was wonderful to experience. And the absolute zero hesitation catch of Val after being told she'll destroy the Earth. It's a real shame Evan's not staying with us, because I'd love to see how actually saving your friends regardless of the consequences is actually a really dark arc.
College fucking.
I would have liked to see.
I mean, it's just
I would have
about
liked to
that.
see Gideon go evil. That would have been a real fucking trip.
I did suggest that. It's in my thing.
I know.
I will admit it would be awesome to see if you could come back at any time, but yeah, if it's
Yeah,
not
it-
doable, then
He's on
And
the
does the
tutelage of
campaign-
Father Sebastian now, so if he comes back, he plays a different character.
yeah, shit.
No,
that's
end
true.
of the campaign, we were fighting the big bad guy. Gideon comes out. We're like, it's Gideon. It's like, no, he's part of it too. He's the bad guy now
Maybe.
too.
Oh,
Like shit. You know,
Uh,
he's got dark hair. It's just like edgy emo Gideon.
Secondly, I come to Val, who still doesn't seem to mind the fact that I keep telling her her character's going to kill the world. I'm sure she signed up to be in the good party, but never mind.
Yeah, sure.
The fact that you roll with it and are able to make decisions as the character that embody the image I'm projecting in its own way, right? Val doesn't want to destroy the Earth. She's not just purely angry, but you keep being given decisions that, on the surface of it, don't look evil. And then, as they happen, you see that there's darker and darker and darker consequences. And each time you choose in character. The power last week, the orb this time. It's lovely to watch.
The consequences of my own actions.
For Jamal, I mean, I know that some of it wasn't even role playing. You genuinely didn't know what to do as you
Yeah.
or as Roscoe.
Yeah,
But
it was both.
The
That
fact
made
that
it
I
really
was,
easy.
you allowed me to lead you down a path where somebody who tends to, not metagame because you don't metagame, but you play the game smart, right? When you play D&D, you play it smart.
I try to at least.
So
yeah.
for someone in that situation who plays it smart, who was able to get the logic riddle, which was really interesting because I will tell you something. If someone else had have come out with that logic puzzle, they would have faced the mirrors.
Oh,
But I directed it
Interesting.
at Roscoe. I designed the puzzle knowing Jamal was likely to be the first one to get it right,
you motherfucker.
knowing that it would pull Roscoe in the long term. But genuinely, if somebody else had have answered, it would have been Glacius in the mirrors, you know? So I
That is
was so
fucking
pleased
smart.
that because I know Jamal well enough as a person and I knew his character, I was able to write
Son of
the
a
arc
bitch.
without... and lead him to a point where he didn't know what to do. Just by knowing you and you staying true to who your character is.
You
And that was,
motherfucker.
it was
That's
really
brilliant.
pleasing.
God fucking
It was really
damn it.
pleasing to watch.
You know
Damn,
what?
I wanna go to an
actually
alternate
fucking
timeline
hate
where
you
all of
because
us
of how
do
fucking
it.
brilliant that was.
Uh,
What the fuck, man?
The number of times that Glacius refused to save his brother, only to walk out with his brother anyway, that was just... that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his reluctance to participate in the mindfuckery, and yet still walking out
My
with...
mind's already fucked. I can't get
still
any
walking
worse.
out with one hell of a consequence.
Wait, what?
To be revealed.
You brought your
okay.
brother back,
Cool.
dude.
And then I finally come to Percy, who, yet again,
Oh,
surprises me with the ability to keep up. You know, you've been, what, are we 3 weeks in? Is this your third
Yeah.
session?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is your third high drama session.
Yeah.
Good Sogravia wasn't always like this, I promise.
Yeah,
We did
yeah,
just to
no,
have
no,
fun and
he's
get
not
stuck in
drunk.
drinking cabinets.
So,
It did happen once, it will
this
happen
is
again.
Fourth week.
But oh, it's your 4th week, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because doctor, shopping, tomb, and then now.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Well, shopping
I got
is
you.
fun.
And
Shopping counts.
yeah, that was an episode. There were
It happened.
moments. But yeah, your ability to keep up with constant curveballs being thrown at you, and the fact that I can keep up with this character development, and you know your character well enough already to roll with it. The introduction of your parents didn't seem to throw you in the slightest. You knew how to play it. The crystal arrow, the stabbing in your own leg, though, wins the MVP of the whole session.
That was amazing.
Because I was waiting for a moment where anybody would prove that none of this was real. So that I could replay it in the mind of Roscoe. Or whoever faced the mirrors. And then you did it, and I was just like... And when you did it, it was just so... It suited the Pathfinder. It's the character that finds the path. And I loved it. I loved every moment of it.
That's so much fun.
That was
fucking
my
God.
absolute MVP. Was just like because the shock as well on people's
Great play.
faces when he was just like, "I'm just going to shove this knife into my own thigh." You just saw people going, and I'm going, "Yes!" You know, in the meantime, it was great.
I have to
No,
say,
she pulled
one
a
more thing.
Gideon.
Yeah,
I have to say, I genuinely fucking hate how brilliantly you 4D chess this goddamn thing.
Yeah.
well,
For real, like
you guys
going
play
like, I'm not
openly.
gonna have a session today.
Oh yeah, that bit too. Yeah, we're not gonna have a session. I've done no prep.
The
Yeah.
fact that
I
you
didn't play
figured out
jack shit.
basically.
Then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's a session, by the way. 0.
I was also 4 out of 5 on the memories, by the way.
4 out of 5, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
4 out of
good.
5. I didn't get Vals, obviously.
Yeah.
Wait, you figured mine was going to be Australia?
I knew yours would be somewhere in Australia. I didn't know whether it would be Edward. I didn't know if it would be just being there. I didn't know whether it was going to be looking out. I didn't know whether it was first arriving. But I knew
my
that
first thought-
Jamal hated Sogravia enough, hated Australia enough, that it would be your memory.
I was torn. I was thinking, do I go with a new memory, like something from my past?
Yeah.
And I was like, no. Let's make it related to the campaign. Let's make it one of the most iconic moments of the campaign so far. Let's make it Australia. And I actually fucking hate how well you 4D chess read this whole
I
goddamn
knew
thing.
Percy would go for the bow. I
That
knew
was
that would be
brilliant.
the bow. I didn't know what else it would be. I completely
Me
shoehorned
neither.
Glacius into his. Because I said it had to be a memory of you and your brother, at which point I knew exactly what it was going to be.
You kind of me as well.
And I gave you your memory. I didn't ask you for one.
yeah,
I gave you
because
it.
my original thing was going to be like a loving moment between him and
Him
Father
and Father
Sebastian.
Sebastian. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Father Sebastian couldn't be in the
chest over
memories
here.
because he's in the world, which is why I didn't let you have a memory.
That's
Because at that point, I would have had to play a Father Sebastian. But I've also prepared something else for the last 5 minutes. So, I want to go back and visit Gideon. From the moment of... We started this very session with a moment of Gideon's childhood. I now want to revisit session 1, where you wrapped pretty much everything you owned in a handkerchief and handed it to somebody you didn't know.
That was me.
Was it? Oh shit.
was-
Yeah.
Then I apologize.
I think you should
I
session
genuinely thought that was Gideon. I have that down in my list
Nope.
of memories.
Nah, that was me.
That was something he would do,
Yeah.
but he
That
didn't
is
do
something
session.
Gideon would do, though.
It was a very Gideon thing to do. When you tried to cut your hand off in Australia,
Yeah, I remember that.
when you had
Yeah,
your-
No, it was hand, it was
Another
pinky finger.
fucking
It was pinky
moment.
finger, remember?
Like,
when you had the glorious flying above the battlefield moment and got absolutely cunted in the face and nearly went unconscious.
Lightning
because you were
bolted
just
right in
the
the face.
target.
Yeah.
Was beautiful.
That was kind of.
Yikes.
When you fucked off to the temple and then didn't come back the next session. Thanks. That was real helpful.
Oh, I've got another thing as well, which I have to mention
Yeah.
on there as well. Another moment, the whole was it Gideon who had the whole faith lost bit with charging on ahead in Mistralia?
That was Starling.
Don't think so.
no, that was
Starting.
me.
That was you.
That was
Yeah.
him, yeah.
I was Gideon
That
with
was
the
me
with the
with
undead turning back thing as well, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Both
that
of
was
us in
me.
the
That
undead
was-
The
yeah,
chasing.
that
last
Yeah.
stand was my
The
final
last
moment for Gideon.
stand. That's
Yep.
yeah.
Definitely.
Gideon embodied the last stand. At every moment, at every turn, he was ready to put himself before the party. He inspired my whole character for Monday Night Cassiopeia, by the way. So if you ever get a moment and you're flickering through YouTube, Mr. Evan, go have a look at Yeva Adellan, the preservation cleric who cannot do harm and must stand before his friends with a shield up in danger. Because you inspired it, and it's a beautiful character. It's
You're gonna make me blush.
it's gonna suck. It's gonna fucking suck not having Evan. I will tell you
Real.
something. We are not replacing.
We're going down to 4.
You are staying at 4 players and at a party of 6. Scar will be de-leveling slightly. Sorry. And joining the party.
Nice.
Nice.
Thank fuck! Oh my god, I was looking at courage. Today.
Imagine I
was
come
like,
back.
Courage
and
is
I'm
such
just
a better
still, I'm
sport than justice. Like,
And
it
we've
can
got
help the
Keo
party
as well.
so much
So
I
you
come
have
back.
yeah. Go on.
I just might be able to come back and I'm able to play Gideon, which I probably won't. But I just want to show up and it's just like a whole like Spider-Man No Way Home moment. It's like, hello, Peter.
You come back, you play as Scar, mate.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but
That's an emphatic fuck.
Good
No.
fucking
tough
hell.
shit.
Oh, yeah, your own character.
But no, in all
I was
seriousness,
part of
it's
it,
gonna be fucking awful losing you, Evan. I've enjoyed
Agreed.
playing with you since day one. I think you've always embodied roleplay to the max and staying in character. Can we not end with this miserable image of the Shadow Veil? I prepped an image for this end screen. Let's bring it back. There we go. We don't need to end with this Shadow Veil image. By the way, Val, you're still there. No, you're not really. But yeah,
fuck you.
it's gonna be shit. But I'm so glad that we get the opportunity in a few weeks' time when we're ready to go back and play in Hosh. So Glacius and Percy, or Darth and Mike and myself, are part of Evan's Saturday campaign, Struggling Hosh. We are taking a couple of weeks off. Mike, how many weeks are we taking off?
Gives me more.
like something like 4 at this point.
3 or 4, okay.
Hey,
Along with
gives me more time to prepare.
along with Bruno and Kibler, we will be playing in Struggling Hosh. So if you enjoyed at any point, especially those of you watching on YouTube, seeing Evan's roleplay, please do follow our Struggling Hosh campaign and get to see more of him there. But for Tuesday night, I'm afraid it is farewell.
Second, I have a message.
So much fun.
Sad. Losing the old guard, guys. Who's all right?
It's me
Taking
and
all
you.
bets. Who's gonna fall next? Me or Val?
Definitely you.
I mean, okay,
It's not
after
gonna be
December.
weird.
My
Oh
money's
wait,
in Jamal.
no, after,
Yeah, if anyone would fall the character that's most likely to go is Roscoe. Let's be real.
My money's always on Jamel, regardless of the campaign, regardless of the character. It's
Mate,
usually going to
I'm
be
talking
him.
about
It's
Mate, if you-
IRL who has to drop between
oh no,
the two
okay,
of
that
us.
won't be Jamel.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
After
okay. How many of my characters have you actually killed off in a campaign?
None.
Exactly. So you always say me,
Enjoys
and so
torturing
far
you
you've
first.
always been wrong.
I've never been wrong. I've always had the opportunity. I've never quite fucked with you that hard, but it's fun to tell you you're going to die before I make your life a misery.
Yeah. I would be actually fucking pissed off if you managed to completely kill off Frost out of all of my characters.
I can't
Like,
kill off
Frost-
anyone in Exos, so...
I
not
know.
even. But anyway,
Thank fuck.
for
Leopold
those of you-
and
sorry.
Roscoe are just
I'll
like...
stop you there. To those
Yeah.
of you who've watched, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, we're going to raid Kibler because it gives me a chance to talk with people afterwards. But guys, first of all, if everybody, players-wise, would like to say goodbye to our audience.
Catch you next session.
Goodbye.
Right in.
Stockholm
And
Hush.
then
It's been fun.
We
Wait,
shall,
wrong campaign. Fuck.
we shall say
Sogravia.
goodbye to Gideon.
Yeah, we're gonna fucking miss you, dude. That really
We
sucks.
Thank you.
But thank you so
Yeah,
much for
thank
being
you so
here for a
much.
send-off. I
Of course.
hope it was a worthwhile send-off. And yeah, we
So
shall
none of that
enjoy
chat.
keeping you as part of the community. See you soon.